Welcome to Ignite India Education, the India's largest online design education platform. Subscribe to our channel to get first access to exclusive content and new class announcements. Today's session faculty expert is Mr. Anantacharya, famous renowned exam strategist and aptitude test trainer. This is second session. Please check out first session available in the playlist. Second session we will continue learning about aptitude test of NIFT, NID NATA CEED, CLAT bachelor's, master's entrance exams. This session is helpful for all kind of entrance exam preparation. If you wish to join our online class, please call on 9972046911. Please check details in video description. Also, we have shared links of other sessions you may watch that will be very helpful for your preparation. WhatsApp group link is shared in description. Join the group and share your work for feedback. Let's start the session.
Okay, right. So we started with the chat on the number of integers that you have in your screen. So from -10 to +10, we all have 21 integers. Okay. Now, can you all type in saying how many of these integers, how many of these integers that you have are positive? Right? Right. So there has been now two different kinds of answers coming in. 10 and 11. Remember guys, there are only 10 integers positive because 0 being neutral will not be counted as positive integer. So your positive integer will always begin from 1. Okay. 0 is neutral. So it will always begin from 1, 2, 3. Whereas the negative integer will always begin from -1. -1, -2, -3, because 0 is neutral. Okay. Can you unmute yourself and ask me what did you understand? What you didn't understand? AA. Someone named AA. I do not know who AA.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I didn't understand what. I mean, how many numbers are there?
Okay.
Like
so, what's AA stands for? What does AA stand for?
So that's like the like full name. A means Aishwarya Radhana. So I just.
Ha, so theek hai, Aishwarya, because I can't call you no, that's why I said Aishwarya makes sense.
Sorry.
Okay. So Aishwarya, the point is that I gave you from -10 all the way till +10 integers, right? So now the question was that how many integers you. So you have 21 integers. How 21?
Yes.
From -10 to -1, 10 integers. Then 1 to 10, 10 more integers. And 0 being one integer in between. So 21st integer is going to be 0. Now, the next question was that how many of these integers are, what did I ask, negative or positive? Positive? Okay, right. So Nirupama nodded her head, so I understood. Okay, so I asked how many of these integers are positive. So where does positive integer begin from, Aishwarya?
Positive, I guess from 1.
Yes, so it is not a guess, it is right. So it begins from 1. So from 1, the positive integers begins. Now till I had given you from -10 all the way till +10. So if you're starting from 1, how many positive integers you will have in your hand?
10.
Right? Now you are clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Why will you not count 0? Because 0 is in middle. It's neutral. It is neither positive nor negative.
Yes, sir.
Right, Aishwarya. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
The others, I hope you are also clear. Those who have, welcome. Those who have answered 11, I hope you are also clear now. Now, the next question would be, so my answer is not going to change if I give you a question saying that how many integers out of this is negative. Still the answer is going to be 10, because now the counting will begin from -1. Right. Where you have to be very careful is when a question comes, how many integers in this entire 21 set of integers are non-negative? Can you type in your answer? How many integers out of these 21 integers are non-negative? Okay. Again, here we have multiple answers. So who's the right one? Anyone who typed in 11 is the right one. Why? Whenever I say a non-negative integer, it only means that I am taking integers which are not negative. You have to be very, very careful in understanding that a non-negative integer doesn't mean positive integer. For example, let's assume that I'm throwing a house party tomorrow and no female gender is allowed. Does it mean that male genders are allowed? No, I may throw a party for the dogs. Right? I am saying what is not allowed. It doesn't mean that the other side has to be always true. So when someone said that, or when the question was that how many of these integers are not negative, I only have to concentrate on integers which are not negative, and my concentration will begin from 0, because 0 is not negative. I did not ask you to count positive natural integers. I asked you to count not negative integers. And thus you should start from 0, because 0 is still a part of your set. It starts from a not negative integer. 1 is also a not negative integer. 2 is also a not negative integer. And thus all the way till 10 is a not negative integer. And thus you have 11 such non-negative integers. The same way, if someone says, how many of these integers are non-positive? Where should I count from? Non-positive means integers which are not positive. So I count from 0 again. And now I count from 0, then I go to -1, then I go to -2, then I go to -3. I can go anywhere. Did we understand this, guys? So words can play a major role in maths. Maths is not just adding, subtracting, multiplying, and division. Maths also involves English. Unless and until I understand those words and terminologies and the grammar of the sentence that makes sense, it's very difficult for me to give an accurate answer. So you have to be very careful in understanding and capturing this kind of an essence. Okay, shall we proceed? A thumbs up will do. If you have a doubt, unmute and let me know. Thank you. Right. So now, so some informations that probably will help you is 1. 1 can divide every natural number. I hope you guys know this. Take any natural number, 1 can divide. And 0 is a multiple of every natural number. Basically, in the other way, if I have to write, in the same language, if I have to write, I can say every natural number can divide 0. It's very important again, guys, for us to understand what do we mean by divide. So let's put it in this way. How do we divide? Since our school days, how have we been dividing? So if it's 5 divided by 4, this is how we divide. 4 ones are 4 and remainder is 1. So when do we say a number is able to divide? We say a number is able to divide when my remainder becomes 0. So when the remainder becomes 0, that's when we say the number is able to divide. Okay? Which means, tell me what happens now. Five zeros are 0. What is the remainder? 0. And whenever the remainder becomes 0, what do we say? That the number is able to divide. It has no rule, no connection with the quotient. It has no rule, no connection with the number. It has a connection only with the remainder. If remainder is 0, then the number divides. If the remainder is not 0, then the number doesn't divide. It's these two simple concepts. Which means if I'm dividing 0, whatever number I place here, but natural, obviously. Whatever natural number I place here, I know that that into 0 can only give me 0. Which means in this case, my remainder will be 0. So if my remainder is 0, can I say that every natural number can divide 0? Right? So two informations, that is, one can divide every number and every natural number can divide 0. Clear with these two guys? Right? These two informations are important for us to understand. And now when it comes to natural numbers and integers, numbers topic itself starts with one of the most important category, which is divisibility rule. Okay, now I want your input. Okay, don't look at Rimjim, but chat. In the chat, all you have to do is type a yes or a no for the question I'm going to ask. Should we continue? Okay, great. So I will not take much of your time, because I don't want you to be burdened with maths that you start hating maths again, because I know that most of you don't like maths. So my job here is to ensure that you not only like maths, but you also learn maths. So if that objective is not met, then then it is useless for me. So I will take probably 10 minutes of yours and we'll close this, and then we'll conclude, we'll start numbers again after day after tomorrow, whenever Rimjim or Krishna sir arrange us, right? Now coming back to this place, divisibility rule. So a quick one. How do I realize whether a number is divisible by 2? On the simple note, we say that when the number is even, it is divisible by 2, right? On the other side, we can say that if there is a number 3, 4, 5, 6, and because the last digit of the number is even, this number is divisible by 2, or we say the last digit of the number. How do I know a number is divisible by 4? So if I take the same example, I look at the last 2 digits of this number, and last 2 digits of the number is 5, 6, 56. So all I have to check is 56 divisible by 4? If it is divisible, yes, right, 14 times. So if it is divisible, then this number is divisible. If it is not divisible, then this number is not divisible. Okay. 8 is last 3 digits. So in this case itself, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I take an example, I look at the last 3 digits. 4, 56, and I divide this by 8. If 8 can divide 456, then the number is divisible. Then 3456 is divisible by 8. Otherwise, it's not divisible. So the way you can remember this is 2 is 2 power 1, 4 is 2 squared, 8 is 2 cubed. Which means for 2, I look at the last digit. For 4, I look at the last 2 digits. And for 8, I look at the last 3 digits. Understood how you remember this? So if someone asks you, what is 16? Divisibility rule of 16. Right? So 16 is 2 power 4. So you will see the last 4 digits of the number. But for most of the competitive exams, you don't go till here. This is what we retain it. This is what we will stop it. Now, how do you find a number divisible by 3 and 9? Both have the same rule. Whatever the number is, add the digits of the number. Whatever the number is, add the digits of the number. If the sum that you get is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. If the sum that you get is divisible by 9, then the number is divisible by 9. So it is sum of the digits. I hope you all are clear till here. Next. Last digit to be divisibility rule of 5 and 10 are again straightforward, simple. Last digit should be either 0 or 5. Last digit should be 0. So I know that if I'm giving you a number 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, this number is divisible by 10 because the last digit is 0. And if I give you 605, this number is divisible by 5 because the last digit is 5. So even if the last digit is 0, the number is still divisible by 5. Right? So these are the two simple ones. 10. 11 and 7 and 6. 7 again is one of the simplest one. Divisibility rule of 7 is very simple. Divide yourself and see. There is no rule. Okay? So don't run behind searching for a rule for 7. There is no rule for divisibility of 7. Directly divide and see. Now let's look at 11. What's the divisibility rule of 11? So if I have a number like 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4. First I look at digits which are at the even places. Sorry, odd places. Odd places. I take the digits which are at the odd places. So, just a minute. So I will take 3, 5, 1 and 4 and add them. So I get 13. Then I take digits which are at the even places. Okay, 4, 6, 2. Now let me put a 1 here. Okay, let me also put a 1 here. Someone is playing with the fonts and colors. Please avoid that. So let's say 4, 6, 2, 1. These are the numbers in its even places. Now this sum is also 13. If the difference between the two of them, if the difference between the two of them is 0 or 11, then this number is divisible by 11. Otherwise, the number is not divisible by 11. As simple as that. Done? Good. Quick on chat. Again, please come on chat, all of you. Type a yes if you have understood everything that we have done till now. Those who type no, please raise your doubt. Great. Okay. Now coming to what if the sum is a multiple of 11? Then again it's divisible by 11, Ira. So it's either 0 or 11 or 22 or 33 or 44, whatever it is. Now it is not the sum. Ira, please remember, it is not the sum. It is the difference that you are talking about. Difference between the two sums. Okay? So the difference agar 0 है, 11 है, 22 है, 33 है, 44 है, 55 है, then they are divisible by 11. But if the difference is any other number apart from these, then it is not divisible by 11. Clear, Ira? Type yes if you're clear. Great. Now, coming to divisibility rule of 6. You would realize now that all these values that we spoke till now, whatever we spoke, was either a prime number or power of a prime number or product, or basically yes, except 10. Okay, fine, 10 को छोड़ देते हैं, 10 तो बहुत easy था. Every number here we found is either a prime number or a power of a prime number. But when it comes to 6, this is not a prime number. This is the number which is created by multiplying two prime numbers, 2 and 3. And thus, I have to find the divisibility of 6 by finding the divisibility of 2 and of 3. And means taking the same example of 3, 4, 5, 6. I see that 3, 4, 5, 6 is divisible by 2 because the last digit is divisible by 2. And this is also divisible by 3 because the sum was 18. Now, because both of them divide 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6 is now also divisible by 6. But in case only one of them divided, so for example, let's say it was not 3, 4, 5, 6, but 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is divisible by 2 because it is still even. But this is not divisible by 3 because now the sum is 19. Now, because only one of them divides, this number is not divisible by 6. For a number to be divisible by 6, it has to be divisible by both 2 and 3. It is both 2 and 3. That's what it has to be divisible by. Clear? So this is one concept which is so very unique for composite numbers, not prime numbers, composite numbers. So we'll come here. Look at composite numbers. What do we mean by composite numbers? 12 is a composite number. So how do I decide? So how do I find a divisibility rule for 12? Okay, how do I find a divisibility rule for 12? I realize that 12 is made out of, 12 is made out of 2 into 6, or 12 is also 3 into 4. Okay, so confusion still arises. What should I divide it by? So what I should always do is, I should pick 2 values. Remember, only 2 values which do not have any common factor. I should pick 2 values which do not have any common factor. So if I am looking at a divisibility of 12 and I see that 12 is 2 into 6 as well as 12 is 3 into 4, I should look at a divisibility rule of 3 and 4 because 3 and 4 do not have any common factor. I cannot look into 2 and 6. Again, another example. Let's say I'm talking about 24. How can I get 24 as product of 2 numbers? 2 into 12, 3 8s are, 4 6s are. That's all, right? These are the ways I can get 24 as a product of 2 numbers. But this is the only set of number which do not have a common factor. And so I have to divide, if I have to check a divisibility of 24, I have to check a divisibility of 3 and a divisibility of 8. Remember an and. Both have to satisfy. So this is what I have to check. Clear with divisibility of composite numbers? Asa, are you there? Good. Okay. So, assuming that you have understood here, we will now resume. So this is where we are going to stop because I think that's enough for them for today, right? I want them to come back also though. They shouldn't run away.
Okay, yes,
So
yes.
today,
Guys, if you all, anyone has any doubt, this is the time you write in the chat or unmute yourself. Sir, your audio has gone. We cannot hear you. Anand sir, we cannot hear you. Anand sir, we cannot hear you. You need to check your audio. Anand sir, you need to check.
okay, right. So we started with the chat on the number of integers that you have in your screen. So from -10 to +10, we all have 21 integers.